Hello and welcome to Zeeland Christian Preschool. We are very excited that we know we can offer in-person instruction this fall. Our kids will be back on site and they will be learning with their teachers and assistants and their classmates. It's going to be great. Whether this is your first child attending Zeeland Christian or if this is your last child coming through our preschool, we are so excited that your child is enrolled for the 2020-21 school year. We have an amazing preschool staff full of teachers, assistants, support staff, office staff that is working hard to make sure your child can have a great experience next year. My name is Nancy Pyle and I am the preschool director, and I oversee all three of our sites here at Central Ave, also in Drent, and then our new Creation Ridge preschool site as well. Throughout the last couple of months, we all know that it's been a unique time for each of our families, for our schools, for our country and our world. But during this time, we've learned a lot, and I just wanted to share a minute. Not only do I work here at school, but I also am a mom to 5 kids ages 7 to 13. And while having a 2-parent working home, having 5 kids doing distance learning, and just everything going on in our world, it's been a tough couple of months. But yet God has been faithful and He has taught me so many things during this time. I've learned to really focus on the present. There's so many unknowns in the future, but I'm learning to focus on today and the couple days ahead of us. And we don't know everything in the future. I've learned to be patient, that I don't have all the answers, and sometimes I won't be able to find all the answers. I really like to plan. I'm a planner at school and I'm a planner at home, and not being able to know if my plans are gonna fall into place is hard. But through all of this, I have seen that God is continually faithful. He is faithful to my family. He is faithful to me and just giving me rest and peace, and this has been a wonderful time of encouragement and rest for our family. And I hope that even though my guess is it's been a rough time for you guys too, you have little ones younger than my kids, and it's hard to have young kids at home. But I know that God can be faithful to all of you too, and I am praying that as you look to the school year ahead, that you will continue to find His faithfulness. I'm sure that you have some questions about what preschool will look like next year. And eventually we'll have more specific answers for you, but I wanted to give you a little idea of what things are happening right now. We are licensed through the state of Michigan, just like a child care center. Anything younger than elementary falls into child care licensing. And the guidelines for that were sent out in mid-May, so I've already seen those guidelines and we're beginning to work through them. However, as Zeeland Christian, we also are part of a preschool through 8th grade building. And so we are waiting for the K-12 guidelines from the state of Michigan to come out from our governor's staff on June 30th. So we're excited now that we have a date and we know when those are coming. So as our preschool, we will take the child care guidelines and we will take the guidelines for the K-12 schools, and we will look at those together to figure out what are the best practices for us here at Zeeland Christian, for our preschool and also for our entire system. While we work through those details, it'll take some time, but I know that we will eventually be able to give you very specific information before the year begins. As we look into July and into August, please look for regular communications from me by email so you can know what we are working on. Because the Michigan State guidelines for child care centers have already been out for a while, and there are several child care centers already opening, we have the opportunity to learn from others in our community who are already open. We're able to talk with child care centers, and I collaborate with other preschool directors through Ready for School in the Holland, Zeeland, Hamilton area. Together we're talking about how do we make these new requirements or other recommendations happen in our preschools. One thing I can tell you for sure, we know we can make this work. The requirements that are needed are things that we can implement, and the recommendations we will take into account as we figure out what's best for kids and what's best for the whole child. We're thinking about their social, emotional, physical, cognitive, and their spiritual development. As we think about all of those pieces, we want what's best for kids. And we are confident that here at Zeeland Christian, we can offer a high-quality preschool education regardless of whatever things might be put in front of us to be able to do that. And we are very excited that we know we can offer in-person instruction this fall. Our kids will be back on site and they will be learning with their teachers and assistants and their classmates. It's going to be great. When I think about the weeks ahead as we prepare to start the school year, there's still unknowns for me as a mom and there's unknowns for you guys as a family. But what I encourage you to do right now is to pray. Pray for our school leaders, pray for our school staff, pray for our community. This is a time that is going to be a bit tricky for all of us to figure out, but we know we can do it But please be in prayer for us that God gives us guidance and wisdom as we make decisions. And we, at the same time, will commit to praying for you. We know that your family will have a big transition as kids go back to school in the fall. I know for my family, it's going to be a big transition. And yet we know that we are confident in doing this. We can do it. We can do it together, but we can do it with God's help. With that, we will pray for you, that you will find the confidence, the peace of mind to be able to have your kids come back to school in the fall. Our mission at Zeeland Christian is to love God, love kids, and love learning. Throughout this pandemic, that mission hasn't changed. We are now looking at, there might be some differences next year, but we still love God, love kids, and love learning. I am so excited to see how God is going to be faithful to that mission throughout the year ahead. Thanks for being on this adventure with us. In the coming weeks, if you have questions or concerns about anything, we encourage you to reach out. We have a number of staff members who can answer a variety of questions. We're here for you. Please let us know if you have questions or concerns. We're happy to help.